Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and I have the Freo Z Ultra. It's the latest of Narwal's mopping vacuums. This latest model of Narwal's has new features never seen before and a robot mopping vacuum. It has advanced obstacle detection, and let me tell you, I'm going to prove to you some obstacles it just won't touch. Like little surprises by your pets that get on your floor. And an attachment for baseboard cleanings. And hot mopping and a whole lot of other features. Let me show you. This is a bedroom in my house that my kitty cat loves to hang out in, especially making messes under the bed. I got more than dust bunnies in this house. And here is the kitty food, right in the middle of the room, just so you can see what I'm talking about with that obstacle avoidance. And to make this even more fun, we're gonna have a sprinkles party. Households are full with lots of love with sprinkles on top. And we're having a cleaning party today, so I'm making that really dirty with those sprinkles. And we're going to attach the baseboard cleaner so it cleans the baseboards too. Multi-functions on the cleanup job today. So I'm going to attach the baseboard cleaner to it by flipping my Narwal Freo Z Ultra upside down. It's going to attach right there, just like this. Done, chum. And the turtle is on its back. We have to put it right side up, and into its base the Freo Z Ultra goes. And with the app on my phone, I'm going to press it to vacuum and mop. Let's roll, Freo Z Ultra. This robot vacuum can truly think and react like a human with the latest of technology that Narwal has put into this Freo Z Ultra model. Check this out. In this room, with all those sprinkles, the vacuum is going over and with its intelligence understands there's dirt to be vacuumed and there's mopping to be done on that hard surface floor. It lifted up the mop because it knows there's a lot of particles on the floor. That's because it has AI Dirt Sense version 2.0 incorporated into the vacuum to understand the type of mess it's going to attack. And once those particles are up and it's vacuumed, down comes the mopping pads with that hot water to mop the floor. The vacuum is so smart and it prevents cross-infection by picking up the particles and then putting down the mopping pads. And with the twin AI obstacle avoidance, it's going to avoid the cat food bowl. That water doesn't spill a drop. It goes right around that. It's ultra quiet in its operation like never before, even though it's using a 12,000 PA suction power. PA stands for Pascal unit, and 1 unit of Pascal pressure is just like taking a tiny little bit of dust and bringing it up within the vacuum. Well, 12,000 PA is excellent and exceptional vacuum power. It has dual side brushes to whisk in the dirt into the suctioning part of the vacuum underneath. It has what Narwal calls a proactive AI Dirt Sense 2.0. The research and development department have come up with that. And what it does is it precisely targets the heavy dust and messes and cleans until there's no dirt left. This is not just heavy dust. This is heavy particles of sprinkles, and we all know those have weight to them. The 12,000 PA is enough to suck up 3 AA batteries. That's how much power that 12,000 PA suction is. So this big sprinkle nest is no problem at all. Now I have a kitty cat bowl with water and cat food. I place that in the center of the room, and let me show you how excellent the obstacle avoidance is to not get this bowl and spill that water on the floor. Check out how closely it goes around this object without touching it. The Narwal Freo Z Ultra has twin AI Dodge obstacle avoidance, and that's because it has 2 little cameras on the front that are pointing down to the floor, and those cameras fan out to 136 degrees. That's the angle of what a fan that you would use. That 136 degrees angle is really like you would use a fan to fan your face. Well, that's how much it can see as it's making its pathway. It has a parallel computing for a faster reaction and really excellent privacy. It doesn't store anything it sees. Within the system, the data upload is set to be off by default. So don't worry about your floor plan, your kitty cats, your babies being transmitted to anywhere else. This is within your chip and your vacuum in your home. It doesn't go anywhere else. You have total privacy. The Narwal Freo Z Ultra has a main chip in there and an AI dedicated chip for a 4 trillion computations per second analyzation of its environment. And that main chip is a 4-core CPU that's separated for your data security. Your personal data and home environment data is kept locally within that AI chip, right into the vacuum. Doesn't broadcast anywhere else. Look at it edging. It comes so close, but it does not disrupt the feeding bowl of Mau Mau Kitty Cat. And check out this edge cleaner. It's doing its job and cleaning my baseboards. That's a brand new development on a robot vacuum I've never seen before, and I love it. I hate dusting the baseboards. This is perfect. It's getting right there from the floor all the way up to the angle of that baseboard. That needs to be dusted often. And now you don't have to do it. Your Narwal Freo Z Ultra is going to do that for you. No more bending down. And the low profile of it, it's just about 3 inches, even the most low of furniture, like my nightstand next to my bed. That was a tight squeeze, but it went under there and cleaned it and came out. Now, because this floor was very dirty with dirt, it automatically decided to vacuum up the dirt with the 12,000 PA suction power, and then intelligently it mopped the floor. The mopping pads went down and the floor was washed for a total floor clean of that space. My kitty cat Mau Mau really loves to hang out underneath the bed. She likes to hide there. Oh, she brings her messes with her. There's all kinds of stuff that ends up under beds, especially with kitty cats like Mau Mau. You might have a pet in your household. Well, what they leave behind needs a thorough cleaning. And the Narwal Freo Z Ultra is made for these kind of messes that are hidden. Underneath my bed, there are these posts, because the posts need to support the bed. Well, the Narwal Freo Z Ultra is excellent about getting really close to those posts. In fact, it's getting up to 1/3 inch around that post to clean. That's a tight circumference around that post. Now it's going to vacuum, and then it's going to mop. Let me show you that cleaning process. Now see that cord at the very end of the bed? That cord is an electrical cord. Now, I don't want it getting tangled up in there because I don't want to lose my vacuum and have it be stuck there and run out of battery and then I have to go fetch it. It sees a cord and it avoids the cords. Other vacuums will start eating your cords, but with the AI intelligence, it recognized it as a cord and it navigated not to get that cord. And back and forth it went, avoiding the central post of the bed. It cleaned up that mess in no time. Quietly. This was really a test for it. And I love watching this scene because the Narwal Freo Z Ultra really tackled this well and mopped the floor too. From cat mess filthy to shiny beautiful. And when it's done, it goes back to its home station to empty its dustbins and also to clean its mopping pads. But more on that coming up. It's a beautifully designed machine and it looks good in any room. And look at my sparkling room, all cleaned up, ready for company. Here are 3 ingredients I'm going to be making a mess on my kitchen floor to really show how that mopping and obstacle avoidance works so well. On the left, we have apricot jam that's lumpy. In the center, we have milk, and on the other side, we have very rich, thick, oily barbecue sauce. I'm going to pour the apricot jam all over my floor, and then there goes the milk on it as well. And then here comes that barbecue sauce, thick, oily, rich. So I go to my Smart app to set it up to have it start cleaning. Very simple to use, very intuitive, and I enabled the Smart Cleanup strategy so it can decide what to do with this mess by itself. It's going to clean the corners and edges, it's going to have an automatic water exchange, and it's going to detect heavily soiled areas, which this is, and it's going to create a smart route planning, and even more. So out of its station it goes to start cleaning up that mess. Okay, we can see it starting. I want to show you something really important about how it's cleaning this mess. It is noticing that that apricot jam has some lumps in it, and it's going up to it, and it's looking at it, and it's deciding that is suspicious. Well, let me tell you this. That is mimicking an animal mess from a dog or a cat. It's not going to get to where there are lumps in that apricot jam, just like it wouldn't if that was a pet mess. Look at this close up. It's only getting the liquid. It's getting the milk right next to it. It's avoiding the solids in that apricot jam. And during this process, when the mop pads get dirty, it goes right back home. It cleans its mop pads. It air dries them with that hot heat, fills it back up with clean water to go back and continue cleaning until the job is done. It has built-in sensors to identify different types of messes, and it will use water at 113 degrees warm water washing for regular dirt, but it automatically will go higher to 140 degrees of hot water washing for oily dirt, which it's doing here. It'll go in and clean the pads and come back out to go after the mess again, to continue to clean where it left off. Now the water it's using is electrolysis water. Electrolysis splits water into oxygen and hydrogen with the help of electricity, and it's used to disinfect water. It is extra clean water with that detergent to kill and clean bacteria within the messes on your floors. And the AI decides how big and bad those messes are to have the water heated to a hotter temperature when you need it, especially for oily mess. So you're really getting a hot water mop washing on your floors. And when it goes back into its home base, it dries the mops to kill any bacteria it might have mopped up as it goes back into the housing of its home base. So let's check out what it's doing at home base. Now that temperature is 167 degrees Fahrenheit. And it will take some time to dry those mops. And that's great because you're not going to get any mildew or bacteria and smells from the mops because it's been thoroughly washed and dried. Well, check this out. It avoided the lumps that was in the apricot jam because that could have been a bad pet mess. So because it identified that there was a mess and likely a pet mess with the chunkiness of that orange apricot jam, the Narwal Freo Z Ultra avoided that like it would avoid a pet mess at your home. Well, I came through and I picked up the chunks so we could see it finishing cleaning my kitchen floor. That Twin AI Dodge Obstacle Avoidance feature understands over 120 complex obstacles, like pet droppings, and gets right up to them, just like it's doing with this orange apricot jam, but doesn't go over the solids. And let me tell you why. This is how it's mimicking a human eye. It has the world's first dual RGB cameras on it. RGB is a standard of light. It's delivering colored images by capturing the light in red, green, and blue wavelengths, which mimics the human eye in the digital world. Now, because it's dual, it brings what a one camera would do as two-dimensional up to the 3D, three-dimensional. Humans have two eyes, so they can realize depth in their vision. That's why our eyes are exactly where they are on our face. We have excellent 3D vision. Well, Narwal thought to put 3D vision into its cameras in order to detect the obstacles before it and to understand what those obstacles are so it can get really close without hitting them. And this is such a good example of that. And with the dual AI chip it has, with the AI dedicated chip and an AI main chip, it transmits two pieces of information to itself for understanding the messes it's going after and to make sure the robot vacuum works to its maximum capacity intelligently. So big messes like this in your house, on your floors, get cleaned up meticulously without fear of ruining your machine by having it hit some bad things you really don't want it to clean or touch. This is the smartest robot vacuum I've seen yet. Look at my beautiful kitchen floor. It's glistening, and back it goes to clean the pads and dry the pads. And now it's time to clean the dirty tank. That gave it such a workout. It had cleaned the back bedroom and the kitchen. So I take out the dirty water. You just lift it up. It's just under 1 gallon of water. Down the sink, I pour it. You can see the bubbles. Now that's a detergent that it was using to clean. I rinse it out too. What a nice, clean, dirty tank. for next time. And back into the machine it goes, just like that. And of course, I'm going to fill my clean water tank. It's the same size. And regular tap water is all you need. Up to the fill line, which is towards the top. And that goes too. Ta-da! Now I want to show you the pads. You would think they would be black with filth, but no, they're looking pretty clean already. But pulling them off the Velcro, and I just run them through the sink. Give them a squish out one more time. If you want to, you don't have to do this, but if you wanted to do that, you could. And then they're glistening white, just like new. They came out really clean. I squeeze out a little more water to put them back on. And here we have my front door. This is where people come in from outside. There's all this grass they're tracking in, and look at those boot prints. Now that's a dried on mess. This is my entryway. There's stairs. My Narwal Freo Z Ultra will not be going down those stairs. It avoids falls and drops. It's using that 12,000 PA suction power to suck up the grass, and then it's going to give a push with that rotating mop pressure. That's 12 newtons. That's about 3 pounds of force to scrub away those footprints. That's dried on dirt and mud. That's all over my floor by my entryway. Someone didn't wipe their feet. Whatever germs were outside my door are not going to be lasting inside my beautiful floor. It's going to be clean. And I have wire railing in this room. It's going to go underneath, and it's going to clean the very edge of the floor underneath that wire railing. But it's not going to fall off. It edges around those posts incredibly. Check this out. And as it has mapped out the room, now it's going to go onto the carpet. Now that carpet is almost 1/2 inch high. That doesn't stop it. And with the AI intelligence, it understands it's on carpet. So the mopping pads are up. And it's just going to suck with that 12,000 PA suction power all of the dirt and dust and grass that gets on that carpet. And look at how it rounds the edges of my coffee table feet. That's because the dual lenses from the front camera work like human eyes. It understands depth very accurately. And here you have it, cleaning up this whole room. This is truly an advancement in vacuum and mopping. My carpets are dry because those pads did not touch my carpets. But the carpet is vacuumed with that strong suction power. And my wood floor is glistening clean and scrubbed. The scrubber is smart, and it will rotate those mops intelligently for the pressure it needs for a deep cleaning of any hard surface. My floors are hardwood, but it goes the same for tile, linoleum, marble, any type of hard surface. It will intelligently mop with that type of scrubbing pressure. Check out this obstacle avoidance. You see how the bumper is hitting something but not hard? It's figuring out where it's at. It's hitting the side of my coffee table leg, and then it's going to go around and clean it too with that baseboard edge cleaning duster feature. So from a really dirty front entry and living room to a showcased room cleaned, and back into the home base it goes. I sent it home, and now I'm going to use just the app to show you. If you wanted to, you could send it home early and start the dust collection yourself. So I go on my app and I press that button, and now we can hear it collecting its dust. It does this automatically, but I thought it was great to show you this feature. So let's remove the bag. It has a tab I just pull out. And as you pull out, you see it automatically closes, so you don't get any dust or particles in the air from removing the dust bag. So you can open and close it just by pulling that tab. I opened it because I want to see what it got. I'm pouring it out on this paper plate. There's a lot of cat hair that came out from underneath the bed and the dust bunnies. Oh, it found all kinds of stuff, even some plastic particles on the floor. Didn't even know those were there. Well, that was today's mess. Back goes the bag. Very easy to put them in. The bag will click right in, and then so will the cover with the magnetic binding it has. No plastic parts to break. And let me point out, on the side of it has a little window, and that's going to show you your water level for your clean water. Downloading the app was really easy. There's many models to choose from. I'd gone to the QR code and found it. There are many places where the QR code is. I just opened the top of the disc and found one there, but I could have found it in the user manual as well. It connected fast, and I was quickly onto the home page of the Freo Z Ultra. And that's all it took to download the app. When you order your Narwal Freo Z Ultra, it comes right to your door. I took off the brown box, and this is the box it comes packaged in. I put it on my counter, and I wanted to show you all sides of the box, which is great because just by looking at the box, you understand some of the key features of this robot mopping vacuum. And the box is so attractive, it would make a really great gift. You can give it away as a present. I put the box right on my kitchen floor. To open the box and you see all these layers, the packaging design is excellent. And that prevents any damage during shipping. Here's a user manual and the 2 side brushes color-coded. Here is the electrical cord out of the plastic, and here's the 2 side brushes. There's a user manual and some safety instructions. And here's the top of your disc, the vacuum disc. It has labels on it to get you started quickly so you know what all these things are. Let's take a good front at the dual cameras in the front. Those are those 3-dimensional eyes. The placement of these eyes is so important so it gets a 3-dimensional perspective. So the brains inside the vacuum understand what it's seeing. The bumpers are protected. You have to take this piece off. There's a power button right on top. And then I took out everything in the dustbin that's located inside the disc. You can see the HEPA filter on the left, and the right plastic piece is where the water goes in and out to hit those mopping pads and to suck it back up into the vacuum with the dirty water. You put on the side brushes, they're color-coded. They snap right into place. And here's the undercarriage of the disc. I want to show you the strength and flexibility of the wheels. The way I'm pushing them down shows you how much give they have to go over different thresholds and different carpeting heights. And I'm spinning those pads so you can see how they work. And here's how you take out the undercarriage where the brush is. That's the housing, and there's the brush inside. You just pull that out, and let me show it to you. I'm twisting it around so you can see it's an anti-tangle design. There's brushes in the center, and the rest is plastic, and that's going to sweep up all the particles on your carpet into the machine to be sucked up. And inside where the brush fits are also little teeth, and those little teeth are what cut up the hairs, so they just get sucked in without getting tangled on that brush. And I put the housing casing right on top. It snaps right in. Here's a close-up of the front of the vacuum disc, and you can see the LiDAR detection on top. That's what that little tower is. That's how it navigates around the room and recognizes with a smart AI what's in front of it to avoid obstacles. It works in congruence with the camera on the front that you see, the 2 lenses there. It's a very smart robot vacuum mop. And here's the back of it. We see the mops, and we see where the air comes in. That's where all those dots are. That is where it sucks in the air very powerfully to create the vacuum suction it has within. Here is the home base from top to bottom. Here's the side of the home base. And on the side, we see another entry for air to come in so it can dry the mops. And here's the back of it, top to bottom. And there's a QR code. QR code's handy for when you need it. Here's the other side. Here's the top. Let me open the top. And as you open it for the first time, you see the quick start guide. And underneath that are the dirty tank on the left, which is clear, so you can see how dirty that water is to clean it, and the clean water tank on the right. They're durable but lightweight, easy to take out, and you can see the interior of where those tanks fit. Now I've taken off the front magnetic cover to show you how the machine arrives. It already has a vacuum bag installed for you, and it comes with extras. And then the top right compartment is for the detergent they give you. There's some more information to understand it more thoroughly. And here is the accessory layer of the packaging. You can see the extra vacuum bags, and there's the detergent on the right, and also the baseboard pads on the left. I put everything out on a mat. These are all the extra parts, which is great to have. Keep those together. Here's a close-up of the floor cleaner they give you. Now that's going to last about 4 months. And here's an extra part of the water channel that fits in the top of your disc, just in case something happens to the other. And here are the baseboards with the extra 3 they give you to have handy. And here's a filter that sits right in the upper disc, and this is a HEPA filter, and this is the extra one, but here's a close-up of it. And here's 2 extra vacuum bags. They last about 4 months each as well. Here is how you put in the detergent. The whole unit just snaps right in. And here's a peek right inside of the machine and all the electronics. In the back you can see where it's going to charge up with those silver pins. And let me show you how it plugs in with the electrical cord they give you. One end has 3 holes to attach your electrical cord to the vacuum. And the other is a standard 120 volt 3-prong outlet. The 3rd prong is the grounding for any North American electrical outlet you have in your home. And after plugging it in right away, it'll start charging and it'll light up, as we see on the top here. And the lighter top is already spinning in the machine. Just love that. Isn't that amazing? Click link below to get your Freo Z Ultra robot mopping vacuum. This robotic technology is so advanced, it's amazing. I'm Rebecca Brand. I hope you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified of my next video, and let's keep making great recipes in life. And today's recipe is for an amazingly beautifully clean floor with no effort by you. Go hang out with the kids and the family and your kitty cat. See you next time. Now, where is my kitty cat? I want to hold Meow Meow. If you like this video, click on one of those over there, and they include some really great recipes for you and your family.